The next one? Yes, I want them to stay. The next one is Anna Jones. And the next one? I have a loud enough mouth, I don't need a microphone. Is Vivi Rodriguez. And the final one is Anna Shoemaker.
You need them to move this way, just a hair. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss someone walk in. Dove Settle, are you in? All right. So next on our program are scholarships awarded by the Masonic Lodge of Leakey, Texas. The Leakey Masonic Lodge searches for young people who are outstanding achievers, who overcome personal difficulties or hardships, and those who accept the challenge to excel and help make our communities, state, and nation stronger. The members of Leakey Lodge number 622 are very pleased and proud to present the $1,500 scholarship tonight to recognize outstanding accomplishments for Mrs. Vivi Rodriguez. Members of the Real County Junior Horse Club work tirelessly each year to raise money for their scholarship and the Wildon Hubbard Memorial. Presenting tonight's award for the Wildon Hubbard Memorial and the Real County Junior Horse Club are Langtree Hubbard and Haley Bates Brewer.
The Horse Club and the Wildon Hubbard Memorial Scholarship Committee were combined, so we have two different scholarships coming from the same group. So I'm going to start with the Horse Club one, and then I'll hand it over to Langtree for the rest of it. But we pick our recipients based off work ethic, community service, and a drive to succeed. We had several applications this year that were top-notch. Each of you seniors have such a bright future. I'm so excited to see what you can do. But this year's recipient was superb, and we're looking forward to her future career of being a military psychologist to take care of the men and women that bravely serve our country. This year's recipient of the $2,000 Real County Junior Horse Club Scholarship is Vivi Rodriguez.
Good to see everyone here this evening. Let's thank the good Lord for the rain that we received. This will be 6 years that we've not had Wildon Hubbard with us, but he's still giving back to the community, and I'm going to agree with Will. It's people like y'all. If you go buy a ball cap or a cake or anything that you go help do, that's what helps get these kids through school. So pat yourself on the back every time you go to town and do something for the community. We have a $5,000 scholarship, and it goes to Aubrey Priest.
I'm Also, y'all get to hear from me again, but I am presenting the Uncle Lloyd Butler Scholarship. Many of you probably did not get to know Uncle Lloyd, but you may have noticed that the old gym is named after him. Uncle Lloyd was Lakey's greatest fan. He had no children of his own, but he loved to support his nieces and nephews, and that dates back to when my dad, Jerry Bates, was in junior high. For the record, that was a really long time ago. After his family graduated from Lakey, Uncle Lloyd continued the tradition of following Lakey sports. It didn't matter how far the weather or what sport it was, Uncle Lloyd was there to support the Lakey Eagles. Fans from other schools knew him and would recognize his white car and red hat when he arrived. Each year our family gathers to select scholarship recipient, and we consider several things: involvement in sports, leadership, teamwork, but most of all, who we think Uncle Lloyd would have loved to see play. This year's recipient demonstrates these qualities and so many more. I'd also like to note, this is a side note, but this year's recipient, she wore the jersey number 42, and several years ago, my friend Dr. Sarah Christian Rager did also receive this scholarship, so I think it's very special. But this year's recipient for the Uncle Lloyd Butler Scholarship is Miss Ansley Shoemaker.
Thank you, Haley. One additional business serving our community and providing scholarships is Hill Country Telephone Cooperative. Presenting for Hill Country Telephone Co-op is Director Linda Rager.
Hello. Okay, Hill Country Telephone tries to give scholarships throughout all of the regions and districts that the company represents, and this year, Lakey got 3. So I'm proud to give these scholarships to Ansley Shoemaker. Okay. Second one, Colton Satellite. And finally is Anna Jones.
On behalf of Bandera Electric Cooperative, who consistently supports the youth of our community, it is our honor to present their $2,500 scholarship to Anna Jones. Congratulations, Anna. Before I say this next little bit, I just want to make sure that there's not anyone in the audience here to represent Exotic Wildlife Association out of Kerrville. Based in Kerrville Exotic Wildlife Association based in Kerrville awards $6,000 scholarships each year, and we remain so grateful for their support of our youth. A sincere thank you goes to Mrs. Pam Sizak for taking our seniors to the association office for their scheduled interviews. Winning the Exotic Wildlife Association scholarship this year are Margarita Martinez, and Margarita, if you'll stay to the side so we can get a group picture. Aubrey Priest, and Bibi Rodriguez. The family of Ronald and Joy Santee have a long-time association with Lakey and have generously established a donation to support our youth. To present on behalf of the family, please welcome Jean Antis. And you're welcome to use that mic or no mic. Or this mic.
Okay, this evening I'm here to present on behalf of my mother and my family a $12,000 scholarship to Phoebe Rodriguez.
Next, presenting our largest group of privately funded scholarships are Jesse and Betty Luxton. Betty's joining us today, but she's going to let Jesse have all the fun up front. However, Miss Mary Canales is honored to represent her this evening as she works closely with Mr. and Mrs. Luxton to support the scholarship distribution at the Lakey High School campus. Without stealing his thunder, I want to preface my notes from last year, reveal that as of May of 22, Mr. Luxton's tenacity and generosity has provided over $1.4 million towards supporting our students' post-secondary education over the past 23 years. I am excited to learn what he shares with us tonight. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Jesse Luxton and his beautiful assistant, Ms. Mary Canales.
Thank you. 24 years ago, after my wife and I moved back to Lakey, I was born and raised here basically until about the 3rd grade or so, but moved back to Lakey. We were looking for something to do with the blessings that have been bestowed on us financially and health-wise, and to come back to this community, which is, you can tell by tonight, is just unbelievable. Short story. I knock on a lot of doors in Lakey looking for money for scholarships. I've only had one person in Lakey, Texas, tell me that they wouldn't give a dime for the scholarship program that we all cherish and we all need to keep America and the United States, America, the state of Texas, and the Lakey community strong. It's through education. College, as you know, four-year college, as you know, cost $100,000 to $125,000. It didn't used to cost that much. Our government, our state government, used to pay for 80% of the cost of college, and now they only pay for 20% of the cost of college. It might show you where our legislature's heads are in not trying to educate as many of y'all as we can, so we can stay strong and educated and be pioneers in things and be beneficial to the world and keep America first. My wife, Betty, and I started this thing 24 years ago, much to Betty's prompting. She said, we got to do something. God's been so good to us, we got to do something. So we gave two $400 scholarships 24 years ago to two students. This year, we're going to give $138,000 to the 9 students that applied for our scholarship. And I've only had one person, just to go back a little bit, I've only had one person in this community tell me that she would not help us fund the scholarship. I don't know where that lady's head was, but that's, you know, this is America, and that's free to make your own choices. So what I have figured out, and I re-added everything, Vicki, I re-added everything the other day and put in all the missing links, and I came up with the fact that we had given $1,997,000 to Lakey students in the last since zero and 24 years ago. And the superintendent, I don't know whether he's here tonight or not, but the superintendent said, there he is. The superintendent said, Jesse, are you going to get out there and tell those folks that you've got $1,997,000 when all you need is 3,000 more to make it $2 million? You know, what's that?
Who's the salesman?
Who's the salesman? Well, all I know is I got goaded. I just couldn't stand it, so I went and dug up another $3,000. So our total for 24 years has been $2 million. And it's been done by such a phenomenal community. Such a phenomenal community. Anyhow, we've also gotten lucky this year, along with some hard work and politicizing. We have gotten a brand new donor. It's my friend Brett Butler, has passed away, and he now has a organization called the Rhett Butler Charitable Foundation. They have given us a little spending money. Could knock your hats off if you knew how much. They've given us a little bit of spending money, and they have this year given us also 3 $12,000 scholarships to give to one of you 9 seniors. I would like to say thank you to a few people. Just bear with me. Vicki said I had to not say too much, but other people have got to talk, so I'm going to talk a little too, Vicki. Anyhow, we can stay here until 12 o'clock or so. I'll go for burgers. Myself and Martha Sames and Tracy Davis. Martha Sames, would you stand up? And Tracy Davis, would you stand up and be recognized? And Betty Ann Luxton, you actually started this thing. My wife actually started this thing 24 years ago. Skip on down to the next people that I want to say thank you to, and that is Pam Sizik and Vicki Gobles. Vicki. I never knew what Vicki's title was till somebody said tonight what it was. I always thought she was everything, because when I needed some information on one of you kids that wasn't in your resume or in your application, and I needed to know, so I'd know how much money you might need or how much money you might deserve, guess who was always there to help? Pam Sizik was always there to help. She's the teacher that does the transition class, which helps kids go from being seniors in high school on to the next chapter, whether it's college or whether it's work or whether it's the United States Army or whatever it is. She teaches that course. And Vicki Gobles, I never knew where to find her. I would go looking around. Anybody seen Vicki? Well, she's up there with so-and-so doing testing. I said, well, can I go up there? No, sir, you can't go. She's up there testing, and she can't see anybody, so she's through testing. And I said, well, that's really good, but I sure could use some information. Anyhow, Vicki would call me when she got out of testing or whatever they were doing up there, and she would help me with whatever problem I had or whatever information I needed to really place the scholarships in the right place. And there's 2 kinds of scholarships. There's merit scholarships and there's need scholarships. And a lot of times those 2 things merge. And with y'all, a lot of those things merge. Mary Canales. Who's Mary Canales? Oh, I love you. She does all the work, and I usually get all the credit. Mary Canales takes in all this money, all this $2 million that we've done in the last 24 years. This year, she's gonna take in $138,000, and she's got a big old chart about this long that I can't even read because I'm blind. She knows how much money everybody has given and how many scholarships they've given, and we try to keep her informed, but she has to call and say, Mr. Luxton, what do you mean by that you talked to this kid about? And I said, I don't know, I forgot. Just work something out, Mary. So, God bless her, she does. And Mary Canales takes in the money and then disperses the money based on criteria. And if you had just come from a semester, we're going to come into a new semester, she had to check off, I believe, 3 boxes. One, that you had at least a C average and passed at least 12 hours. And the other thing was that you'd sent your thank you card to your contributor. And we won't give you any more money if you don't send your thank you card. And the other thing was that you had already registered for school for next semester. If you've done those good things, Mary lets you go, writes you a big check, and you're back at A&M or back at wherever y'all are going. Y'all are going everywhere, bless your hearts. And so Mary does the accounting and the distribution. She works for Kathleen Ante. She told me, just don't you dare mention my name. And I said, well, you can't get me when I'm up at the podium like the preacher is, so you can't get me. Anyhow, there's a special family here tonight, and they're always here tonight. And it's the Martinez family who gives scholarships in honor of their son, Marcus, who passed away way too soon for us to all enjoy him. And I know that he broke every girl's heart in his senior class. I know he dated every one of them. I know they all loved him, and he was in the process of transferring from Southwest Texas Junior College to Texas State, where there were 5 girls living in this apartment. Guess what apartment that Marcus wanted to go to? He wanted to go to that same apartment where those girls were, and they wanted him to be there. He was like their daddy, sometimes their date, whatever. He was just such a wonderful guy. And his family always gives scholarships in his name, and we will be sure, Martin and Nina, that as we give out the scholarships, that we'll mention that loud and clear. And that's about all the time I can waste of y'all's. If somebody would introduce the recipients, I'll pass out the scholarships. Are you going to do it? I'll do it from here. It doesn't matter. See, I've been married a long time. I do exactly what I'm told. It's okay. I can flip the pages. Now, first is to Anna Jones. You haven't hardly gotten anything tonight, have you? Bless your heart. I got a great story to tell about you, but I won't tell this whole crowd. We got a $12,000 scholarship here from Red Flowers Charitable Foundation. And you've got a $3,000 scholarship. He didn't think that's enough, so he of course he's passed away. But he didn't think that was enough, so now you got $15,000 worth of scholarships. And you're going to what school? Are you going to be a game warden? I asked her one time, I've got to tell this story real quick. I asked her one time, sitting in the interview, I said, how are you going to be a game warden? A little bitty girl like you go into a bunch of hunters who've been drinking too much and they've violated the law, and are you going to walk up into them and arrest them or something? Aren't you going to be afraid? And what'd you tell me?
I'm afraid of nothing.
That's exactly what she said. He's scared. I said, did we get a picture taken? I think we should. Wouldn't want to waste 2 pretty people here. No, you're not scared of nothing. Here we go. Do what everybody else does. I got another one here. Mispronounced.
So this is car wash. So we go
Here we go. We have got for you, my dear, we have a $12,000 scholarship, from Rio Canyon Vineyard. That's basically Mr. Leach, Mr. Ken Leach. I think that's his sister-in-law or somebody like that. Anyhow, let's get a picture taken. It ain't every day I get to take a picture of all you movie stars, good-looking girls, and all that. Here we go. What do we got next? Okay, Aubrey Priest. Jesse Luxton and Betty Luxton give you $12,000. And Marcus, here we go. The Marcus Martinez Memorial Scholarship is giving you $3,000. Add to that 12, that makes you $15,000 worth of scholarships. Spend it well, get smart, run the rest of us out of town. And let's see if we can get them both here, take a photograph of both of them. Maybe we can, I think we can do it. You got it? Okay, we got it.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Oh, here we go. Austin Gonzalez. Austin, you hit the jackpot, man. You got $12,000 here, and you got, you headset. Don't let that money get away. You got $3,000 right there. So we'll get our pictures taken. I'm not gonna put my arm around you like a Debbie girl, so. Here we go. The next scholarship is from Jesse and Betty Luxton, and I just have to say it this way, it's from Bibi Rodriguez. I don't know how to say your first name. Would you say it? Oh, there you go. That's why I say Bibi. That's $12,000 and $3,000. So you got $15,000 right here. If you'll stand with me, we'll get a picture of us all. And I think with what you've had tonight, you're not going to have any trouble paying for school. I don't think so. You must be stuck in the ballot box or something. I'm glad you made it. I kept trying to call this kid Cotton, but it's Colton. Cotton, Colton. That's it right there. And here's some papers they want you to sign out or something. You know how they are over there at the county. So if you put that in here, we'll see if we get a picture of you and me and your scholarship. Okay? All right. Okay. Margarita Martinez. This is I think this is going to knock your socks off, girl. You got a $12,000 scholarship from Jesse and Betty. And you got a $12,000 scholarship from Anonymous. Somebody likes you. Somebody who didn't want to be known has chipped in another 12, so you got $24,000 right there. Now tell me, Mr. Luxon, it did work out. Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. You got it. One more here, Taylor Butler. And Taylor, if you'll come up, you got a 12 and 3. And we'll put them in this thing here. that the business department wants us all to sign up for, or whatever, I don't know. Something that you have to do to get your money, so we're all gonna be real nice. We're gonna be real nice and we're gonna get our money. Here we go. Okay, Mr. is Zeke here tonight? Looks like a new name. I'm so proud of you. I'm really. Zeke, we got a scholarship for you from Rhett Butler Charitable Foundation for $3,000. And there's another one here from the Frio Canyon Vineyard, and that's Tim Leach, and that's for $12,000. So you got $15,000 if I add it up right. So stand over here and let's me and you get our picture taken. This boy is going to be successful if I have to move him into my house. Amen. All right. I believe now we can get all our pictures taken. Do I get in?
Yes.
Me too. Me and Zeke. Here we go. Are we all where they can see? Can you see, sir? We want you to miss that. You betcha. I just want this one.
We'll be in big trouble if you run off.
What if I fall down? Oh. Where you sitting? Okay.
Goodness. Seniors, you are so fortunate to be a graduate of Lakey ISD and recipients of that grand generosity. Donated by our local businesses, civic organizations, and very generous individuals. Seniors, we are so proud of you. It is my honor to now present the academic honors as we robe our seniors this evening. Throughout high school, seniors have the opportunity to earn various cords of recognition. Gold cords represent the distinguished level of achievement, which is required of graduates to earn a top 10% automatic admission recognition with Texas public universities. Students earning distinguished honors have completed 4 science, 4 math, and have earned at least 1 endorsement. Lakey awards cords of color for clubs, organization, academic endorsements, the military, public service, and performance, and acknowledgments in SAT, ACT scores, dual credit, and industry certifications. The white cord represents multidisciplinary studies, silver cord for STEM, black for business and industry, bronze for arts and humanities, light blue for student council, pink for band, red for blood donor, red-blue combination for dual credit, and red, white, and blue for military and public service. Tonight we are going to start with Ansley Shoemaker, presented by Vivian Guerrero, robed by Donnie Dutton. Ansley Shoemaker, valedictorian, is our highest ranking honor graduate. Ansley is graduating Distinguished Level of Achievement, earning endorsements in STEMs, Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, and Multidisciplinary. She is a member of National Honor Society, Student Council, is a 6-time blood donor since she turned 16, and has earned performance acknowledgments in dual credit, earning 63 college hours through Angelo State University and Southwest Texas Junior College. Congratulations for your outstanding academic achievement and acceptance into Texas A&M.
Everybody had dry eyes. see if we can get through this one. So, on Ansley, it said, in my life, or in your life, you always have a lot of firsts. I don't do that. I like it. One of those firsts was roping 8 years ago. Today it'll be my first time to row a valedictorian. So here we go. All right, so one of my favorite quotes, and I've read it before, is your talent is your gift from God. What you do with your talent is your gift back to God. To give anything less than your best, you sacrifice your gift. Ansley is a great example of making the most out of the talent that God blessed her with. I've always told her that she's the most athletic shoemaker. Ansley's accomplishments over the last 8 years is truly remarkable. From being talked into playing basketball by AJ in junior high to being an all-region player senior year. She was also an all-district blocker in volleyball, qualified for area and regionals in track, and most recently was a member of the girls' state qualifying golf. But her greatest accomplishment outside of athletics was earning the right to be valedictorian of the class of 2022. Ansley learned how to be a great teammate from her family. She has a great love and respect for family. You can tell it by the way she interacts with her parents and her brother. That family is very important to her. Your dedication to family and education has prepared you for the new challenges that await. I know you will continue to do amazing things if you are ready to move on. I have been blessed by her spirit, dedication, loyalty, and kindness. I cannot wait to see her shine through the next chapter of her life. Ansley will be blessed by me, Lady Eagles. I just want Ansley to know that I'm honored to row her, and that I know that she will continue to make the most out of the gifts that God has blessed her with. If you have seen Facebook post, you will notice pictures of her showing her strength. So I'll finish with this thought. Strength does not come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming things you thought, or things you once thought you could not do. Every day is what you make it.
Taylor Butler, presented by Alexia Tall, wrote by Brandy Pichardo. Taylor Butler, salutatorian, is graduating distinguished level of achievement while earning endorsements in STEM, business and industry, arts and humanities, and multidisciplinary. She is a member of National Honor Society, was a member of state qualifying marching band, and has been a 4-year cheerleader. Taylor has earned performance acknowledgments in dual credit by earning 6 college hours with Angelo State University, and has earned automatic admission to ASU and will be attending this fall. Congratulations on a job well done, Taylor.
First of all, I would like to say congratulations on your graduation and for being the most
work and commitment have not gone unnoticed, and you should be proud. Secondly, I would like to congratulate you on maintaining a perfect GPA. Your hard work, dedication, and commitment to your studies have paid off in a big way. Pursuing your doctorate is a significant achievement, and it requires a great deal of effort and focus. But with your impressive academic record and the ability to lead others, I have no doubt that you are well prepared for this challenge. As you embark on this exciting next step, please remember to stay focused, motivated, and committed to your goals. Pursuing a doctorate is not easy, but I know that you can do it. Keep pushing yourself to learn, grow, and excel, and you are going to do great things. As you move on to the next chapter of your life, remember that your spirit and leadership will continue to shine through all that you do. Best of luck in all your endeavors. Now we can say, go Rams, go. ASU, here she comes.
Marisol Amaya. Presented by Ariana Perez. Wrote by Ludi. Marisol is graduating Distinguished Level of Achievement with endorsements in STEM, Business and Industry, Art, and Humanities. Marisol is undecided on where to attend and plans to pursue possibilities in real estate. Congratulations, Marisol.
I was in your name, I always just call you mine. I remember when you first came to school here 2 years ago. You were put in my class, and were so shy and quiet that you hardly spoke a word. I am guessing that you must have been afraid of me or something, because in less than a week, you moved out of my class and straight next door to Coach Sutton's. Over the last 2 years, I've seen you find your place at Lakey. And if other kids didn't think there was enough room for you to fit in, you did not see a problem. You would just bulldoze your way on in and make room. I've admired you this year for playing basketball and track, even though you didn't want to. Every time Coach would call you, your eyeballs would get huge, and you'd kind of protest a little bit, but then once you got on the court, you gave it your all and did your best, and you always supported your teammates. I'm guessing that you figured out I wasn't so scary, because this year I got to have you twice. You are a beautiful person inside and out. You can also flip that really quick. When you are standing up for something that you truly believe in, or when you're defending, you always seem to know. Every time you came in my class, you have to say a word. If I was overwhelmed with stuff or I couldn't talk, because you just quietly come in and sit down and do what you're doing. And when you were done, you would sit in your comfy chair and read your book and never make a peep. Don't ever lose your sense of adventure, your caring and fighting for others, and your passion to learn and gain knowledge. Anything that you decide to do, I know that you will accomplish with time. Go out in the world and leave your mark and make everyone proud of you. And Lord, P.S., and dig to my children, you are the only person who got me a stuffed Valentine this year with a candy for this iPad.
Kaylee Barrientos, presented by Mackenzie Ramirez, wrote by Danita Blaisdell. Kaylee has earned the Foundation High School diploma and has plans to become a patient care technician and will begin classes at Southwest Texas Junior College in August. Congratulations, Kaylee. Mary Dean, presented by Karis Crossland, wrote by Ann Navarro. Mary is graduating Distinguished Level of Achievement with endorsements in STEM, Business and Industry, and Multidisciplinary Studies. She will be attending Southwest Texas Junior College this fall. Congratulations, Mary.
Okay, I was told to use this mic. Can y'all hear me back there? Okay. Bear with me because, one, I don't have the right glasses. I left them at school. And I'm supposed to read this. Mary Wally was supposed to row Mary this evening, but due to the change of date, she wasn't able to make it. So I have a little something that she wanted me to read to Mary. Can you hear me? Okay, Mary, this is straight from Miss Mary, okay? I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes, trying not to embarrass you, which I know I would never do intentionally. As most of us know, you are shy, especially to people that you do not know. When wanting to ask me if I would robe you, your mother, Brenda, contacted me and told me if I would robe you for your robing ceremony at your graduation. I immediately said, of course, I'm honored. Thank you for choosing me. And OMG, I walked out of that courthouse smiling and almost skipping. For a background, for those of you attending, I want everyone to know that your mama is like my own kid. She graduated with my Mark Petrovic, in class of '89 from Lakey, and has always had a very special place in my heart. Now, 34 years later, you asked me to robe you and your robing ceremony before your graduation. When I first met you, Mary, you were 3 years old and attending a daycare in Lakey. You were the most precious little toddler I had ever encountered. You had big brown eyes. I fell in love with you instantly. I was blessed to know you where you were one of my students for very special years, and needless to say, you're still very special to me. You have chosen after graduation to plan to attend the School of Cosmetology at Southwest Texas Junior College in Uvalde, which is a one-year certificate program. I know you will do well, and you will flourish and make your way in this crazy world. And I'm very proud of you for the progress that you have made over the past 12 years. I wish you a peaceful and fulfilled life. Be thankful for the blessings that God has bestowed on you. When things get you down, never be afraid to reach out to your mother, to a good friend. We do not walk alone in this world. We need others to help us through the rough times. Always know that Jesus is with you every step of the way. Thank you again for this honor, Mary. God bless you. Your friend always, Mary. Nina and I both knew Mary when Nina and I were at Head Start, and she was the cutest little girl you've ever seen. Beautiful, brown eyes, black hair, so sweet. And she was very shy. We couldn't get her to do anything. But as time passed, we did have her for 2 years, and times passed and she got to be really comfortable with us. So comfortable that one day, and I don't know if you remember, I was sitting down at my table with the other children. We had crayons, pencils, scissors, glue, everything you could think of behind me where the children would get their stuff and sit down and do their work. Well, Mary came around the table. I thought she was getting the things that she needed to do her work. Then, before I knew it, she had gotten a pair of scissors and she had cut my hair. So, good thing back then I had real curly hair, so you couldn't really tell. But as I went like this, yeah, she had cut a good chunk of my hair. And, well, there was no denying it. She had the scissors in her hand and she had, so we told Mom, and Mom laughed. We all laughed, and I was like, okay, it didn't look too bad. But after that day, I knew Mary was going to be a hairstylist. But she didn't know it.
Gabriana Garcia, presented by Elena Lackey, wrote by Pam Seidel. Gabby has earned distinguished level of achievement with endorsements in arts and humanities and business and industry. Gabby will be joining the Victoria College Pirates to play volleyball, and she begins this next step in June. Congratulations, Gabby.
Alrighty. Well, Gabby has worked very hard this year, in case anybody doesn't know. She's really a junior who's graduating as a senior this year, so she's kind of had double duty, and she's done well. She made the decision to graduate early, and she's completed everything she needs, and has gotten boards as well. And I had her desire to participate in that the other day, and that was really exciting. She also has a love for animals, and what a person when she's talking about these animals. And one day she actually brought one of them in for me to play with. It was a lot of fun. But I know that when you get a little older and you have your own home, it's going to have to be a big home, because I can just menagerie.